Hey everyone, it's me, New York vocalist Benita Charles. I'm here for another episode of Singing Tips. How is everyone doing today? It is a beautiful summer evening, going into evening. I'm here at Morningside Park in Harlem, or Upper Manhattan. But I guess it's Harlem because the park goes from 110 to 123rd Street. Hi Daria, how are you, dear? How's it going? It's a beautiful evening here. I hope you're having a great day, evening. Here I'm at Morningside Park, Upper Manhattan on 110th Street and Morningside Avenue. It's lovely here. They have a pond with ducks, and I sat by the pond and it was just so tranquil. Like, you saw the little ducks, the baby ducks and the mother ducks, and it was just so wonderful just to sit, and it was a quiet moment. But the park is alive. There are people barbecuing and playing music, and families gathering, and kids playing. So it's a lovely time here. It's a nice park. I still haven't explored all of it because it goes from 110th to 123rd, so there's a lot to explore. So I hope that you're having a good evening. How's everyone? I'm doing great. I'm back again for another episode of Singing Tips. So far we've had 11 tips. The first 10 tips was about talent, and the 11th tip moves us into performance. And last week's tip was to perform in front of an audience. So I hope that you, even if it was an audience of one, but it's time to get out of the performance mode and to start singing in front of people. That's the only way you're going to step up your game. I mean, you can rehearse forever, but it comes a point where you have to perform in front of people. And the thing about performing in front of people, it really steps up your game, because there's no time for stopping and, oh, let me try that again. I mean, that does happen in performances, but you don't want to do that. You want to just keep going. Even if you make a mistake, it's best not to point it out, because sometimes, depending on the mistake, people won't even see it. But if you stop and say, oh, let me do that again. Hi Erica, how are you, dear? We're talking about performances now. Erica is a great artist, and I know that she can chime in about performing, because Erica tours and she's a beautiful jazz artist. So just to give you a recap, we did 10 tips. Hi darling. We did 10 tips on your talent. So the first 10 tips was all about your foundation. We're moving into performing. So tip number 11 starts the performance section, and that tip was for you to perform in front of an audience. We had various types of audiences. You had your family and friends, you had church, you had open mics. So this week I want to talk about projecting your voice. Now, this was a suggestion from one of my friends. Hi there. This was a suggestion from one of my friends. He says, can you talk about projecting your voice? Which I thought it really goes well into the performance section, because it's all about projecting your voice. So I was thinking about that, and I think the thing about projecting your voice is you have to start with good posture. You have to stand up straight when you sing, and you have to sing from your diaphragm. So if you do at least those two things, you're going to project. And that's the thing, because you want people to understand you. You want people to hear your words when you're singing. And if you're mumbling or you're inaudible, they're not going to know what you're saying. So that's the purpose of projection. You want people to hear the message, because when you sing, it's a message. That's what it's all about. So, I also had proper breathing, which goes into your posture. If you're singing from your diaphragm, more than likely you're breathing right. But that's the thing, your breath is so important when you sing, because in songs there's what am I trying to say, when you're singing, you have to take certain breaths in certain places, because it helps with your message. It helps with your being able to hear people, being able to hear you. And sometimes if you're singing a long line, you have to know when to breathe, because you got to take a breath in there somewhere or you'll run out of air, and then you don't want to do that in the middle of a performance, like so that's the most important thing about breathing. And I also have a point to sing clear and confident. When you sing confidently, you're going to project, because you just have that air about you and you know what you're doing. And this goes back to the basics in terms of confidence. That goes back to our first 10 tips when we talked about practicing. Because when you practice, you're practicing so that when you get in front of those people, you are confident. You know what you're doing. And when you're practicing, you should practice your breathing. You should practice where in a song that you want to breathe properly and also comfortably. Because the thing is, when you get in front of people, you want to make sure you know exactly what you're doing. And it's good to do that in rehearsal, so that when you're performing, it's like second nature. You're not even thinking about it. And that's what you want. You don't want to be up there thinking in your head about your words or what am I supposed to breathe right here? Because that translates, and people can tell if you're not into what you're doing or your mind is somewhere else. And you want to, and I mean, this is going to be another tip in terms of connecting to the audience, but you want to be able to connect to that audience, and you have to do that. The only way you could do that is if you're confident about what you're doing. So that's this week's tip: project your voice. I know we have one singer on the line. Is there anything you like to chime in? Did I miss anything? Just curious if anyone would like to share something or share an experience. I don't know if I shared this a while ago, but I think I might have. I was singing this song. I don't know if you guys remember this song. Now when I think about it, it was like 20 years ago. But there was this, almost 20 years ago, there was a song called Nobody's Supposed to Be Here by Deborah Cox. It was a really popular song at the time. Great song. And Deborah hits this note at the end. No, 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 no. Okay, right? So I was always like not confident when it came to that note. I practiced and everything, but in the performance, I didn't breathe correctly, and I had a serious crack. Now, if anyone out there knows, that's every singer's worst nightmare, to crack. And I don't mean just a little tinkle or a little small crack. It was a huge crack. And it was noticeable. It wasn't like, oh, I can do it and nobody noticed. Oh, it was noticeable. And inside, I was so devastated. But I couldn't show that to the audience. So what I did was, instead of crumbling in front of the audience, I kind of made it seem like I meant to do that. So after I cracked, I just looked at the audience and I said, ugh, like that, right? But after the show, I was devastated. I was crying. I was so embarrassed. But I mean, that's an example of how that can happen. It can happen in performance. So this goes back to the foundation, what we talked about in terms of practicing. And it's so important, because in your rehearsal, you can find those places that you need to know where to breathe and projecting and that kind of thing. So that's this week's tip. I hope that is helpful to everyone. We're on a singing journey. those of you who don't know me, I am New York vocalist Benita Charles, and I give these singing tips to beginner singers every week, and we're on a singing journey. I'm taking these singers from the bare bottom, from the ground zero, and we're gonna start from, we started from, you don't know anything about singing, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to start. So that's what the first 10 tips was about. It was about your foundation. It was about setting the stage for the next level. So we're kind of already elevated with this next section, because this is all about performing. Now, you've already got your foundation together, you've already been practicing, you've already been learning your songs. Now it's time for you to step up your game and sing in front of people. So that's what these tips are all about. So tip number 11 in the performance phase was for you to sing in front of an audience, and this week's tip number 12 is for you to project your voice. When you sing in front of that audience, you stand up straight, sing from your diaphragm, breathe properly, and sing confidently. So that's what tip 11 is all about. So that's gonna do it for these tips for this week. I have a special announcement though. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be right here at Morningside Park at 12 o'clock noon, leading a sing-along, and it's for the Music for Peace event. Now, this is a beautiful event started by a really good friend of mine, Miss Marcy Geller. And Marcy started this event because she wanted to make a difference. And, you know, this has been a very trying summer. I know I don't have to tell you that with all of the world events. So Marcy started this event tomorrow at 12 noon. Instead of a moment of silence, it's going to be a moment where all over various places, not just here in New York, but Tennessee, Mexico, Canada, other states and countries, at 12 p.m., everyone is going to lift their voice and they're going to sing Hallelujah. And I'm thinking of, I'm sorry, I need to get the name of the artist that song is. But they're going to sing, we're all going to sing Hallelujah. Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. I don't know if you guys know that song. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So at 12 p.m., we're going to sing, we're going to lift our voices for peace and unity and love and comfort for all of the things that's been going on. And I'm going to be here, I'm leading a sing-along here in New York. And Marcy will be in Stony Brook, I believe she said she's going to be. And then we have other people, other places, but I think this is the only New York spot. But here at Morningside Park, tomorrow, we are going to lift our voices and we're going to sing Hallelujah. And we're going to spread love and joy in the air. So I hope you can join me. It's free. We're not selling anything. It's free for you to come. I'm going to be here. I'm going to have some other friends that I'm looking forward to meeting. And we're just going to have a joyous time. So I hope you can come tomorrow to the Music for Peace concert. It's a mini little concert. We won't take much of your time. But it's just a way of spreading love. If you want more information about the event, you can go to Marcy's website at marcygeller.com/musicforpeace, and you can find out more about Marcy and more about the event and how she started it. But it's a beautiful thing. So I hope that you can join us tomorrow. It would be awesome. That's tomorrow at 12 p.m. Just want to make sure I covered everything. So I don't see anyone saying anything. Is everybody out okay? Everybody, did I cover everything for you? Well, if you don't have any comments, that's going to do it for me. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the evening. For me, you can find me on Instagram at BCM Sings, And the bio in my Instagram links to my Singing Tips blog. And it has all of the archives of all of the shows. So you'll be able to see all of the other tips that you missed. And I try to chronicle everything. I try to archive everything. I do also, on that blog, there's information about this Music for Peace concert. So if you want more information, you can go to my Singing Tip blog on Instagram. And also I'm on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube and you can see all of the videos of the singing tips. So I hope that you enjoy your evening. It's been a pleasure. Just want to give you a little view of Morningside Park. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a very lovely park, and a little loud right now. But yeah, it's just a great evening. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I hope to see you tomorrow at the Music for Peace concert here in Morningside Park, 110th and Morningside Avenue. So I see there's more people coming in. Hey, I was just about to close, but I do see more people coming in. So just want to say a quick hello to you guys. How are you tonight? We just had our Singing Tip show, and yeah, we just had tip number 11. Hi, somebody just gave me a thumbs up. All right, I love that. Just before I go, just to give you this week's tip is to project your voice when you sing, because last week's tip was for you to sing in front of an audience. Hey, Chantilly, how are you, dear? So last week's tip was sing in front of an audience, and this week's tip is for you to project your voice so that you know, stand up straight, sing out loud, sing out confidently, and everyone can understand your message and hear your song. So that's it. I hope everyone have a wonderful, wonderful evening. That's once again, you can catch me on Instagram at BCM Sings. It links to the Singing Tips blog. If you missed anything, you can find out there. And tomorrow, the Music for Peace concert here right at Morningside Park. I'll be here 12 noon. So come a little before noon and let's lift our voices and sing for peace. Sing hallelujah to the heavens and sing for peace. So I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.